B-Marsh Boxing post-fight review. Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. Whew, what a fight. What a fight, man. Luis Ortiz, got to give him his props. The man came to fight, as I thought he would. This guy, Luis Ortiz, was outboxing Wilder, man. For the most part, he was winning every single round, every single minute, every single second of this fight until the inevitable would have happened, and it did. Luis Ortiz was outboxing Wilder, staying behind his jab, pawing with the jab, closing the distance, figuring out the distance better than Deontay Wilder, and even catching Deontay Wilder with some left hands. You know what I mean? The man threw numerous left hands, numerous. A lot of them got caught on the gloves. Uh, excuse me. A lot of them did get through. You know what I mean? And caught the man Wilder. Wilder was um Wilder was being patient in there, but he wasn't letting his right hand go for almost 5, 6, 7 rounds, you know what I mean? Occasionally he did throw a right hand, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, he was sticking behind the jab. At times I was watching the fight and he was he was going counterclockwise rather than going clockwise, you know what I'm saying, as far as his lateral movement, you know what I mean? And I thought that was why he was getting hit with a lot of left hands, you know what I mean? If he had stayed on the outside, dictated the pace and the distance well, and go clockwise rather than counterclockwise, I think this fight would have probably ended even more sooner than later, you know what I mean? But for the most part, Deontay Wilder, he stayed composed, got rocked in the seventh round again, just like the first fight. Got rocked, had the spaghetti legs actually in round seven in this fight, got caught with a left hand, you know what I mean? Got caught with the left hand. The man had the spaghetti legs worse than he did in the first fight. The first fight, I didn't see any spaghetti legs. But this fight right here, no question about it. It's crazy. He got caught in the seventh round, had the spaghetti legs. Things were looking bad. Before you know it, he catches Luis Ortiz with a left hook, keeps the distance, and catches Luis Ortiz with a flush right hand straight down the pike. This is just a few seconds after he had got hurt. You know what I mean? Catches the man Luis Ortiz and lays him out flat, cold. Man doesn't make it up for the 10 count. He gets KO'd, you know what I mean? Counted out. Beautiful knockout, you know what I'm saying? I personally had Luis Ortiz winning every single round of this fight. I had him up 7-zip, or at least it was about to be 7-zip. You know what I mean? Up until Wilder ended this fight with 5 seconds left in the seventh round. Luis Ortiz couldn't even get up before the 10 count in order to be saved by the bell. You know what I mean? But he was doing a lot of good things in there. You know what I'm saying? Had Wilder on the ropes. You know what I'm saying? The left hand was percolating for him. He was throwing body shots too. Wilder occasionally threw body shots. If there were 7 rounds, he probably threw 3, maybe 4 body shots, left hooks to the body. You know what I mean? But Luis Ortiz was throwing straight left hand power shots straight down the middle to his gut. He was catching him with the left hand. You know what I'm saying? Looping left hand. It was, man, he was giving Deontay Wilder a boxing lesson, just like he did in the first 4 rounds of the first fight. When I was watching this fight, it was almost like deja vu. But only this time, Luis Ortiz was looking more sharp than he did in the first fight. You know what I mean? At times, the man Luis Ortiz was even bouncing on his toes. He was feeling good. You know what I mean? He was dictating the pace. The ring generalship and everything was all in favor of the man Luis Ortiz. And he also kept a tight defense. Caught a lot of shots on the glove. You know what I mean? And that's actually what Deontay Wilder started doing in round seven. Although he still got clipped in round seven, he started catching shots on the glove, numerous shots, keeping that right hand up by his ear like a telephone. Them shots were being caught on the glove. In the first 6 rounds, they weren't though. Those left hands were getting through from the man Luis Ortiz. You know what I mean? But it was a good fight for the 7 rounds it lasted. I wanted to put some money on it, but it's a long story. I was going to put 50, at least 50 on Wilder. Ended it in round seven. That's my prediction right here on YouTube. You can listen to my channel, do my breakdown and prediction. I predicted Wilder ending this joint in round seven, and no question. Sure enough, indeed, that's what he did. And Luis Ortiz is a warrior. I gotta give him a lot of credit because this guy looked like he was on the verge of maybe pitching a shutout if he could go the distance. You know what I mean? But with Deontay Wilder right now is almost a sure bet of winning. You know what I mean? If you put some money on him, somehow, some way, he gonna get it done. You know what I mean? You check it, and can't wait to see what lies in the future for him. Will it be Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury wasn't even present for this fight, So he doesn't look like he wants any parts of Deontay Wilder, at least anytime soon. So, and it's crazy, believe you me. I watched Sports Center after the fight, you know what I'm saying? Catch up with the NBA highlights and whatnot. They showed Deontay Wilder's fight. They showed the highlights. Listen to me carefully. They showed the highlights on ESPN on Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt, you know what I mean? And they showed all the highlights of the fight up until the seventh round. They didn't show the knockout highlights. They showed still pictures. You like just pictures, not no footage, just pictures of Luis Ortiz on the ground. And you know what I mean? When I watched it, I thought to myself, yeah, I forgot. This is ESPN. That's actually a rival right now to Fox and a rival to Deontay Wilder as far as them trying to promote their heavyweight Tyson Fury. Maybe they feel that they do have an audience on ESPN who are primarily Tyson Fury fans, and that's why they didn't show the highlight. How are you going to show the footage of the fight rounds 1 through 6, but you leave out round 7? Look, I'm not mad whatsoever because I watched the fight. I know what happened, but that was actually real spooky to me. You know what I mean? Real spooky how ESPN played that card, not showing the highlight of the knockout, but they showed everything else up until the knockout. You know what I mean? Maybe they feel like, hey, they don't want Tyson Fury's audience to see that knockout of what he did. They're not going to promote the guy basically or show any of his highlights on ESPN. It's crazy because they showed Marcellus Wiley, Marcellus Deontay Wilder's younger brother. They showed his highlight knockout where he got knocked out. He ain't knocked nobody out. Don't get it twisted. He got laid the F out, you know what I mean? So they showed that in its entirety and they replayed it. Deontay Wilder's younger brother. But they didn't show Wilder knocking out Ortiz in the seventh. It is what it is, you know what I mean? But Deontay Wilder's proven to be the top-notch American fighter in boxing, you know what I mean? The highest paid fighters in boxing last year coming into 2019 were Canoli, second, first was Canoli, second was Anthony Joshua, third was Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? So Deontay Wilder's doing this thing. You know what I mean? I remember when this guy was making $1 million a fight. Now he's about to amass $20 million. Got 18 million versus the man, was it Brazil or was it 15 million? Somewhere in that park range. So he's doing this thing, man. He's doing this thing, and hopefully we can get these undisputed fights percolating sooner than later, you know what I mean? But Deontay Wilder, I doubt that that fight happens with Tyson Fury in February. I never believed that they would. Deontay Wilder just fought at the end of November. So what, he gonna check? What, he ain't gonna do nothing for, ain't gonna enjoy his family and company and all that Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners? I doubt that. So that fight's not happening in February. When it happens, I can't tell, you know what I mean? But Deontay Wilder pulled out another one. He pulled out another one from the rabbit's hat, you know what I mean? Seventh round KO in a fight, like I said, I had him losing every single round, every single minute, every single second of this fight. But somehow, some way, he got it done with the power shot, with aggression. Every other right hand that he seldomly threw throughout the fight, they didn't have that demeanor that you see there on this thumbnail for this video you just clicked on, you know what I mean? The man Deontay Wilder threw everything he had, sat down on that punch, and punched right through the man, caught him right around the eye and the forehead area and the nose bone. It was a wrap. Mr. Doc, what's happening, Mr. Doc? What's good with you, man? He says, my dude was looking nice, but they call it an eraser for a reason. Ortiz was pacing himself to go 12, but if he stepped on the gas, he might have got caught in an exchange sooner. Sweet KO. You're absolutely right, man. The man was training to go 12, and he looked like he was on the verge of pitching a shutout, man. You know what I mean? But he did open up more than Wilder, sure enough. You know what I mean? There was rounds where he landed some combinations, you know what I'm saying? Left and right hooks, you know what I mean? A barrage of punches. But this particular punch, it wasn't even getting caught in an exchange. It was fair game. Wilder, you know, he timed him perfectly with that straight right hand down the pipe, and there it goes. J1980, what's happening? J1980, what's good, man? He's in the chat. He says, yo, Wilder hit Ortiz so hard with that KO punch. Absolutely, man. That's the type of punch I knew he wouldn't make it for 10 to the 10 count. I knew he wouldn't. I absolutely knew he wouldn't because that was the best punch Wilder has landed on Ortiz in both fights. Every knockdown in the first fight was accumulation. You know what I'm saying? Except maybe for the last one. But it was actually accumulation. It was accumulation till he caught him and then he caught him with the uppercut. This particular punch was a one punch KO, flatline. PNC King, what's happening, dogs? How you feeling, man? What's good with you? PNC in the chat says, sup? What's up with you? J1980 says, one shot is all it takes. So far, man. But, you know, Wilder got to, man, he got to tighten up, man. He got to tighten up just in case. Look, man, there's going to be that particular fight where the KO ain't going to just happen. So what's he going to do? He's going to have to rely on his boxing skill set. So far, he hasn't had to, depend on it to win a fight, but he probably might have needed at least one round of my card versus Tyson Fury in order to win that fight because I had it a draw. If he had won one round, then he would have won the fight on my card. But that's neither here nor there. Set Shot. What's up, Set Shot? He said, I made some money tonight, B. Parlay with Wilder to win in Santa Cruz over 7.5 rounds. That's what's up, man. That's a good hedge bet right there. You know what I mean? I knew Santa Cruz was going the distance, and Miguel Flores actually fought a very good fight. You know what I mean? He was banging the shit out of Santa Cruz, body shots, you know what I mean? Catching him with flush punches, overhand rights. I'm not making a video for that guy they call Leo Santa Cruz. I'm just going to let it be known right now. Why would I? They call this guy now 4 different division champion. You know how hard it took Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, and Ray Leonard to become 4 different weight class champions? Floyd Mayweather's a 5 different weight class champion. I could name everybody he fought to get his world title. Just like Manny Pacquiao, I could name everybody he fought to be an 8 different division champion. But Leo Santa Cruz, I can't. I know he beat an African dude for a vacant IBF title at bantamweight. I know he beat, what's his name? I don't even know who he beat. Was it Chris Avalos for a vacant WBA super bantamweight title? Then he got a vacant WBA title when he fought Abner Mares. And now he just got a, hey dogs, got to think about it. Every single belt that Leo Santa Cruz has won has been vacant. He ain't never beat nobody for them titles. What kind of champion is he? But we ain't going to get into that too much, man. I'm not talking about that guy. J1980 says, Ortiz hit Wilder with some clean shots too. Wilder got a chin. Sure enough, he did get hit with some clean shots. Clean shots. And it took, I think it got to the point where Luis Ortiz was even kind of, questioning himself about, damn, I've hit this guy with beautiful, clean left-hand shots. And a lot of them got parried, got caught on the Deontay Wilder was parrying them shots and catching them on the glove, you know what I mean? But he was losing rounds because he was getting hit with more power shots than he was landing, you know what I mean? PNC King says Wilder hit the home run. Yes, indeed, man. He hit it out of there like Frank Thomas in Kaminsky Park. Yeah, I know you like that one, PNC King, some Chicago shit, yeah? Yeah, he hit it like, hey, Mr. Doc, he hit it like Ken Griffey out of that stadium. I don't know, what was it called? Safeway Stadium out there in Seattle? That's exactly what the man Deontay Wilder did, you know what I mean? Hit that home run, blasted him up out of there, you know what I mean? PNC King says, I'm good. That's what's up, man. I know you good tonight, man. Got to see Wilder do his thing, and I'm happy he did it, man. Wilder gets a lot of hate out here. It's quite disturbing what kind of hate he gets, but hey, you can't please everybody. As long as he keeps doing what he has to do, and I believe he beats every heavyweight on the planet. Not this fight convinced me that. I've been thought that, you know what I'm saying? The last time I picked against Wilder was versus Bermane Stavern. I picked Bermane Stavern to win that fight. No, not the second fight. The first fight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't believe too much in Wilder, you know what I mean? And, and I wasn't quite sold on the guy from even as a champion, I seen the guy versus Eric Molina, and I seen him get rocked, and I was like, what the hell is this, man? It was in his hometown. I didn't like that, but I like how he ended Eric Molina. But it was a learning curve for the guy. You know what I mean? Guy started boxing late. You know, sure enough, he got his world title in his 30th something fight. But hey, that's fine with me because he knows, like you know, like I know, he wasn't ready for no world title fights. You know what I mean? You know, he used to spar with guys like Klitschko, and I hear Klitschko used to ragdoll and beat him all over the ring. Look, I wouldn't even compare Wilder with Klitschko right now. Klitschko's past his prime. He's had his time, you know what I mean? But Klitschko, these guys are great fighters, you know what I mean? But I think Deontay Wilder could knock him out at any given time as he's improving, you know what I'm saying? You check it, Vladimir Klitschko, to me, showed a lot of heart in his last fight of his career, you know what I'm saying? And these are the type of guys the experienced Deontay Wilder needed to be where he's at right now, you know what I'm saying? It's all good to rush somebody and make them a world champion quick, fast, and in a hurry. That's well and fine, you know what I mean? But to me, it doesn't matter when you get your world title. It's all about how long you hold on to it, how you your title defenses. You know what I mean? To me, how fast you win a title. To me, that's new YouTube boxing stuff. That stuff never really occurred to me. Like wow, you know, like look, yeah, guys like Usyk, they're winning titles in their 10th fight. These guys have been in the amateur ranks for many years. They've been boxing since they were kids, you know what I'm saying? They've been in, like Lomachenko, we're getting a world title shot in his second fight and his third fight. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder wasn't on that level, and he's still a work in progress. It's very evident. You could see it, but he's improving. And hey, he was losing every single round, but he got the job done in the exact same round that I said he would in my prediction. PNC King says Wilder need that KO. Absolutely. EA says hope the same for you too. Absolutely, man. All is good. I'm happy as hell, man. You know, I was kind of stressed out a little bit in that fight, watching Wilder losing every single round. You know, but this fight he was more patient as opposed to like the Tyson Fury fight, where he was very aggressive but missed a whole lot of punches. PNC King says Cruz was just too big. Yeah, man. You know, this is a guy who's also coming up in weight too, Miguel Cruz. Setsha said that lead left hook from Wilder was a new wrinkle. Ortiz countered his jab so well in the first fight. That Wilder that Wilder barely threw any jabs tonight. Yeah, he tried to throw jabs, but he didn't throw the right hand as much as he usually does. You know what I mean? But he was being patient, and if that was his game plan, it worked to a T. One of them ones. What the deal, man? What's good with you? He's in the chat. Says, "What up, B Marsh? What's up with you, dogs? Hope all is well." Set Shot said he making history with every fight. Yeah, he tied Muhammad Ali now with 10 title defenses. You know what I mean? I think Vladimir Klitschko got 18, Larry Holmes 20, and Joe Lewis holds a record, I believe, 25. Now, Wilder's a long way from 25, and really and truly, I really doubt it. I highly doubt anybody will ever break that Joe Lewis record for most consecutive title defenses. But Pastor Muhammad Ali is it's a great milestone. Actually tying him, excuse me, tying him. So his next fight, he possibly could have 11 straight title defenses. But I think Wilder man actually could break 50 and 0 and actually do 51 and 0 because 49 and 0 is Rocky Marciano's, and that's a heavyweight record. What Floyd Mayweather talks about 50 and 0, that stuff doesn't matter. Julio Cesar Chavez was 89 and 0 before he lost to Frankie Randall. You know what I mean? So guys have surpassed 50 and 0. There's a guy at the flyweight division, Mangyang Wang Wang. I can't remember his name. He's like 53 and 0 right now. So he's past Mayweather thing. So Mayweather's joint he be talking about, that's a heavyweight record. So that's where it stands, you know what I mean? So big ups to Deontay Wilder for handling his BI tonight. J1980 says, who would you pick to win between a prime Mike Tyson versus Deontay Wilder? I'd pick Mike Tyson. I'll pick Mike Tyson, man. Mike Tyson was an anomaly, man. Mike Tyson would win because Mike Tyson has superb boxing skills. He's a technician. You know what I'm saying? The head movement, this guy was a machine. The head movement, upper body movement, you know what I'm saying? That bob and weave style, peekaboo style, defense was impregnable. You know what I'm saying? He's ferocious. You know, Mike Tyson's left hook, ducking under Deontay Wilder's jab, he would clip him, and hey, man, it would be good night, Charlie, man. I'd pick Mike Tyson to win prime for prime. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I'd pick Muhammad Ali to win prime for prime over everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where we at in the chat? One of them ones says B Marshall's got all the bars today. What bars, man? I ain't been spitting raps, have I? I was just talking with my man tonight about some old school hip hop stuff, man. We was talking about NWA and that West Coast G Funk style, and I was putting him on the Above the Law, Code 187. I consider him the pioneers him for that G Funk style. You know what I mean? You know, they wasn't the first to sample funk, but that's for a whole nother video, man. That's I'm rambling on, man. I Set Shot says I don't think Fury will fight Wilder again either. He sent his trainer to the fight. Big Dawson move. Yeah, he's a big Dawson. You know, I like Tyson Fury, man. I like the guy's skill set, man. I like anybody who's 6'9" like that, who can move so gingerly like a deer and has a boxing skill set, who been doing this, born to do this. But his career has been a farce, man. It has been. PD's use, retirement, how ESPN calls him a lineal champion, Ring Magazine and ESPN have him as the number one heavyweight in the world. Fights guys like Otto Wallin, Tom Schwartz, Sefar Safari, and Pinata. Like this guy is absolutely a fraud, man. The guy ducked up out of the Wilder fight. That guy's a disappointment. You know what I mean? And his wife never wanted him to do the rematch, so he's probably listening to what his wife says. You know what I'm saying? J1980 says they both got scary power, but yeah, Tyson had better boxing skills. Yeah, Tyson was a student of the game. Tyson is a guy. His favorite boxer is Jack Dempsey. You know what I'm saying? This guy watched black and white film, and he knows history not just of heavyweights. I was watching a while ago. I was watching Simon Brown versus Buddy McGirt, and Mike Tyson was commentating that fight. And Mike Tyson was talking about this fight right here is for the lineal title. You know what I'm saying? That fight between Buddy McGirt and Simon Brown, because Simon Brown was the lineal champion. You know what I mean? He had beat who did he beat? Did he beat? I think he beat Marlon Starling. Yeah, no. Who did he beat? He beat Maurice Blocker. That's how he became the lineal champion, because Maurice Blocker had beat Marlon Starling, and Marlon Starling had beat Lloyd Hunnigan. But anyways, Mike Tyson was saying this fight is for the lineal champ title, and also the WBC title was on the line. And this title goes back to the 18 something, and the first guy was Patty Duffy. And hell, Mike Tyson shocked the hell out of me when he said that, because he's absolutely right. The first welterweight champion ever was Patty Duffy. You know what I mean? And that just goes to show you Mike Tyson's acumen when it comes to this boxing stuff. You know what I mean? And his skill set just, this guy was a terror in there, and Mike Tyson was an anomaly. We ain't never gonna see a heavyweight like him ever. All right, where we at? J1980 says Tyson Fury will not risk getting dropped that hard again. I'm not sure how Fury got off the canvas though. He got off the canvas because he got a 13 count. Got a 13 count. He got was given a lot of time by the ref, and that's how he got up. You know what I mean? One of them one says a little off topic. Be much. I was catching up on old fight Foreman versus La. I dropped it in the Discord. Whoa, that was a classic. You remember that? Absolutely, man. That was an epic fight, man. What a fight. That's one of them ones. That's probably one of the top five greatest heavyweight fights of all time. You know what I mean? Both of them getting dropped, knocking each other all over the ring. The fight only went like 5 rounds. Man, that was an epic fight, man. Shit, I might have to watch that fight sometime soon, man, because Ron Lau put the way Foreman ended him on the ropes, how the guy fell face flat on the canvas. That was epic. Ron Lau could punch. That was one of the best punches in his era. You know what I mean? Definitely, I remember that. No question. J1980 says the ref was very generous with that 10 count. Very questionable. Absolutely, man. Gave him a lot of time. Setshot says Jack Dempsey was a killer in the ring. Crazy mean. Yeah, he was a tough dude. You know, Jack Dempsey was a tough fighter. You know what I mean? If prime for prime, him versus Mike Tyson. Tyson will slaughter him though. But he was a good, tough, rough and rugged fighter. Didn't fight any black fighters when he had the world title. He fought some black fighters on his way up. You know what I mean, but and also, he was out of boxing for many years. That man was a champion for 2 years and didn't defend the title. I ain't like that. I wasn't around in 1925, but I ain't like that. You can't be a heavyweight champion. You ain't defending your title in 2 years. Man was doing Hollywood movies and stuff and just doing what he wanted. And Gene Tunney gave him that work. That fight actually is controversial. The long count with Gene Tunney. You know what I mean? Yeah, I might have to do a controversial decisions. I haven't done one in a while. I gotta get back on it, man. Been busy lately, man. So I gotta get back on it. But I will. Watch this week coming. But I want to say big out the set shot 1980 J1980, one of them ones. Mr. Doc PNC King. Big out to everybody who came through in the chat. Salute to all y'all. Thanks for coming through, participating in the chat. Deontay Wilder gets it done once again. Closest thing to sure money right now, boxing. Big ups to Set Shot getting that guap tonight. Salute. Yeah. Put your money on Wilder. Be Marsh Boxing, I'm gone. Peace out. Peace, one of them ones. Salute. One more joint I'm going to read. The man, J1980, says, I would like to see Wilder versus Ruiz Jr. While Ruiz Jr. still has a task ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? He's not in the clear yet. Still has a task ahead of him. Serious business, June 7th, Saudi Arabia, you know what I mean? Can Andy Ruiz do it again? I think he has a skill set to do it. I think he has a mental makeup to do it. I think Anthony Joshua has all the dimensions to beat this guy too, Andy Ruiz. But you never know. It's boxing, man. But we shall see. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. If Andy Ruiz does beat Anthony Joshua, that fight with Wilder will be definitely made sooner than later, as opposed to Anthony Joshua trying to make a fight with anybody. You ain't gotta believe me. Just listen to what Anthony Joshua be saying out his mouth. Peace, I'm gone. Salute J1980, I'm Ghost.